Aloha. You've been watching the Pentagon Channel on your Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam television. Our Joint Base News is next.
A ceremony remembering the 57 casualties and surviving crew of the USS Nevada during the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 was held at Hospital Point. Commander David Miller, commanding officer of the USS Reuben James, welcomed the survivors, family members, and attendees.
It is those that we come here today to remember, those 57 men that paid the ultimate price, those 2 men that paid the price the following year, and those survivors of Nevada and all the other ships and commands that paid the price that day.
Hit by a torpedo, on fire, and taking on water, the Nevada managed to get underway and was making its way out of the harbor when it became the focus of the second wave of the attack. The Japanese, knowing that sinking the Nevada in the harbor's channel would tie up the Pacific Fleet even further, began bombing it again. So the crew's decision was to run her aground at Hospital Point. In the spring of 1942, it would sail out of Pearl Harbor on its own power to join the war in both the European and Pacific theaters. Guest speaker Captain Taylor Skardon from the Pacific Command's Legislative Affairs and former commanding officer at Naval Station Pearl Harbor stated that his experiences with the Pearl Harbor survivors have been one of the blessings not only of his career, but of his life.
The best way that I can sum it up is through the words of their commanding officer as he reported to the commander of the Pacific Fleet. It is extremely difficult to single out individual members of the crew as deserving special praise. Every officer and man aboard, without exception, performed his duties in a most commendable manner and without regard to personal safety.
Nevada survivor Woody Derby, who served aboard the ship for 7 years and 2 months, recanted the battleship's last moments after its crew was discharged and it became a target during the atomic bomb testing at Bikini Atoll.
They dropped 2 atomic bombs on it and missed it by a long distance. They towed it to Kwajalein, where it sat for 2 years, and then brought it back to Pearl Harbor, radioactive hot, and it sat here just a short time. And then they took it southwest of Oahu, and destroyer squadron bombarded, it wouldn't sink. Cruisers bombarded, it wouldn't sink. The Iowa bombarded it, it wouldn't sink. So finally they brought in aerial torpedoes, and they hit it amidships, and after 30 minutes it got tired. It rolled over and went down to the bottom.
A 2-bell ceremony honoring those who have passed on to serve on the staff of the Supreme Commander, presented by Stud Headley and John Morrill, ended the service.
Reminds us of the reverence we owe to our departed comrades in arms.
Reporting for Joint Base Television Pearl Harbor Hickam, this is Pedro Valdez.
We return you now to the Pentagon Channel.
Thanks for watching.